How to find the best trader. This is probably the most important thing you can do in crypto because this is what will make you different between making a little bit of money versus making a lot of money without having to do a lot of work. You want to find the best traders so you can copy them, so you don't have to do the hard work, they do all the work for you, and you can chill on the beach in Thailand with 3 ladyboys. I'm kidding. Obviously, you don't have to chill on the beach. You can chill wherever you want with your ladyboys. Now, there are 3 major ways to find those best traders that I unlocked, either by performance, by influence, or by fees. And we will go to each of those categories so you can understand how you will be the one making money. Let's start off right off the bat with the one by performance. To walk the talk, it's a strategy that I use myself and I had pretty good performance so far. So that's why I want to share it with you. And it was not only with meme coins on Solana, but also on Ethereum. Finding the best traders worked out pretty well for me. One of the first way to find those traders is to check the top trending coins now. We are in a wave where all the meme coins are booming. So we are going to surf that. I will check a coin that have a fairly good market cap of SDV. For example, Bomi, with plus 5,000% in the last 24 hours. And then, because I'm on Dex Screener and the blockchain is an open ledger, oh yeah, by the way, welcome on Handsome Finance, where we study what's happening on chain, because the blockchain is an open ledger, so we can see all the transactions, who made money, who lost money, follow the smart money, and make even more money. Don't forget to pour down your little green tea, and let's get to it. Today, it's not a matcha, it's just a normal green tea, yeah, hard times. Anyways, because I can see all the transactions and who made those transactions, right? The makers, how much they buy and everything. So Dex Screener, they aggregate this for us and we can directly see who are the top traders. Now, this is not the fastest way to find the best traders to copy. I will give you better ways later on, but you need to understand this one first to be able to unlock the others. And after that, in that dashboard, I will try to find some traders that are not too big that I could copy, because someone who put like $500,000 in it is not something I want. Why? Because this is probably a bot or just to do some wash trading. They pretend that a lot of transactions happen. But for example, let's try to find someone who is this guy. One transaction bought for $168 and made K. That's something I like. Let me check what were the transactions. Okay. So I can see that trader bought really early on at the beginning of the blockchain. This is where you should always be, at the beginning of the blockchain. Don't be on the secondary market or even the primary market. Be like when there's no market at all. And he bought for just 1 Solana and then sold for 33, 25, 29, 18, 151. A really good trade. Of course, it went higher up. And then everyone else will be like, oh, you should have just sold. No, because those kind of traders, I understand how they work. They are in it. It's a one night stand. And then they're out. There's something better. There's always another trade. There's always another train. So don't be attached emotionally to your meme coins. And that's, for example, someone I will study. So I can open them to check all their transactions, what they've been buying, what they have been selling. And the sold balance here, 480. I'm like, that's someone who knows a bit what he's doing for sure. So that's definitely an address that I will check. Now you may be wondering, but Antoine, that must take time. I'm going to show you 2 ways so it takes you less time. But first, why and how it works. Because it's the blockchain, I can see the performance. When someone says, I bought this stock for this price and sold it at that price, I don't know if they're bullshitting me. But if I have the wallet address of someone on the blockchain, I know exactly their performance. This is why this investment is different from any other form of investment. And I can know when they trade, I can know when they buy, and I can know when they sell. I have all the information. This is game changing. And I can just do the same thing as them legally and ethically. As I showed you here, I will have all the transaction 2 hours ago, what happened. Now, I know how to read those, and it can take you a bit more time. But if you want to understand how I find those traders, I did a lot of videos about it where I showcase some investors that transform a small amount of money into a big amount of money. Now, I know there's one question that is burning into you since the beginning of this video. But Antoine, you talked about ladyboys. Are you doing ladyboys? No. They do me. Because obviously, I am the prettiest one. The second way I will find those traders is by influencers. So I search all these influencers to find the best ones to copy. And this is something that we do in the investors boardroom, same as finding those best traders, because sometimes you will find different traders that appears. And when we see one trader that did one good trade, a second good trade, a third good trade, and it's growing, then it's like, okay, now we need to copy that person. We just want to see a little bit of proof, because one could do a good trade, but 2 trades, harder, right? 3 trades, that really removes some weeds. And when I see someone that was pretty early on the trade, that's what I like. Maybe they had some insiders information. I don't know. I don't care. But if they have insiders, I will get the insiders as well because I copy them. So by the way, this list, you can download it for free. This is some of your major influencers on YouTube. We get some Vitalik, we get Iman Gadzi, Luc Belmar, Alex Becker, and also all the big investment funds. Why do I copy them or at least get an idea? Is because they have an influence. So they can use this influence. From what I saw, there's another influence that works a little bit better those days. So bear with me. But if you follow a big investment fund, they move capital in tens of millions. For example, Jump Trading or DWS. So those guys, when they are into the trade, you can just leech on them. Just like they're the way, and you are like the whatever fish is called, and you just follow that trade because they're going to be able to pump some money and you will know when they start to sell. So when they start to sell, you get out as well. I don't copy trade them directly, not the same as those traders that I just showed you before. The thing that we find in the investors boardroom that is way bigger is the circle of influencers on Twitter. Usually the information is in a room or some private chat, then goes on Twitter. And on Twitter, people would think like, oh, everyone is an individual, a thing like that. But a lot of the profile, anonymous profile, actually worked kind of as a cartel or at least as a network where everyone will share the same project, everyone will have the same kind of thing and help each other grow. And we saw that. And now what we're doing in the investors boardroom, and we find few addresses already, is to track down those wallets. And having those wallets help us to be able to copy them and to gain massive leverage. This is harder to do. This is not like basic for anyone else who just start to trade. The first one, you can do it. The second one, now it's a bit harder. The third one, you will be able to do it as well. Because it's so important, I am actually building a software that lets you find the wallets of anyone based on few criteria. It's going to be StockChain.com. I will let you know when it's out. And in the investors boardroom, of course, they will have access and even the beta access because this is where we can get some good alpha. Now, most of the time, those traders, they use some bots. I will give you the links in the description. This is where for links, so you get a bonus. I get a bonus. Everyone's happy. Yeah. But I will tell you more about what kind of bots they use later on this video. They use bots. So now that I knew that, I was like, okay, I'm going to put my research team to find out what those guys are doing. Because if I find a person that spent the highest fees on the bots or that they traded the most, they must be good. Unless they get venture capital fund that is coming in. You can't be trading a lot if you're losing money every time. So you could skim out a lot of the traders by just taking the one who are doing a lot of the fees on it. And this is the dashboard that we built. So I have the addresses of the most frequent traders. What are they doing? And how much money they are making, because we calculate as well their profit net loss. For example, this guy bought for $67,000 and make $500,000. That's someone that would be cool to copy. This is why blockchain is a different type of investment. Now, of course, this dashboard, I don't make it available publicly because that costs me a lot in research. So that's available for the investors boardroom. Yes, I'm honest. I tell you what I share and I tell you what I don't share. But you can make already a lot of money with the first technique. And if you want, if you get better at it, maybe consider joining us because we are tons of investors doing this, more than 100, and really focus on making profit with this. Of course, we could have made an analogy to dating for each of those, but I think people are not gonna like it. So by performance, the one who transform the most. If you see a person going to the club or whatever even, and always putting out the best numbers, then maybe you should copy them, understand what they do. By influence, if you have influence, you have power. This is the attention economy. And by fees, the one who collect the highest amount of money, but I'm not going to detail that one, obviously. But you can see there's always what we do here in crypto and with on-chain analysis is the same thing that you could see in the real world. So if that's something you want to do, maybe consider joining us. And if you want to understand how to use those bots, I actually did a video just here, so you can understand how I copy those people and why it's important. Because maybe you could be the next guy doing $500,000. So I know some people will copy what we do, will copy our research, will copy our alpha, but that's okay. That pushes us to find more. And after all, we are Handsome Finance. We are the investors' boardroom. We're here to stay. But don't forget one thing. Stay handsome. Ciao.